Hey everybody, we are Team 8, Vanessa, Casey, Alejandro, and myself, Arthur, and we've been working for the last 5 weeks on this project, the Skookum Kids Home Project. And let's move on to Skookum Kids. If you have watched our previous videos, you may remember it, but I'm gonna give you a refresher what Skookum House is. It's a nonprofit originally based over in Bellingham that their mission and goal is to provide a soft landing place for kids entering the foster care system. So they serve as a kind of a transition house, and especially in that first 72 hours, where sometimes that kid would be in a hotel room with a social worker, and it can be a very traumatic experience. And creating a welcoming and warm and familiar place is opportune and perfect. And so that is exactly what Skookum House is able to bring. And after years being in Bellingham, they've decided to open a brand new house right here in Ellsberg to serve the Central Washington area. And we got connected with them after we were having issues in the beginning of the quarter, and we're really excited to be partnering with them on the needs that they have. So the needs they had were they had to get ready for an open house that they had at the middle of May. And another need they had was they were looking for volunteers because the staff of the house is principally staffed by volunteers. And so the first part of our project, phase 1, for 3 weeks, we focused on getting that house ready. And one of the biggest projects they had was laundry. And so it took us nearly 2.5 weeks to get all of the donated laundry. So because when the kids enter this home, sometimes they don't have clothes, so that you need to have clothes of every size, of every variety. And they had a lot donated, but it needed to be clean, it needed to be sorted, it needed to be stored in a way that was accessible to the staff. And so we had to build storage for that clothing. Then we had to clean up after all of that crazy sorting that we were able to do. And that took us the entire 3-week period. And then for the last 2 weeks, ending this week, we have been working on a publicity campaign and volunteer drive here on campus. That's been including tabling for the last week and in this week. And we've designed some posters that we've been putting around campus and distributing to departments around on campus. And we've been working on emailing those departments individually. I've been getting some really good feedback from them and a lot of interest with that email. So when we originally looked at this project, it was really difficult to see what kind of returns, because we were looking at completing a lot of projects for getting that house done and getting volunteers. And so how we graphed our performance would be accomplishing the projects that we had. So we created this kind of graph when we wanted to accomplish those specific projects. As you can see, we started out a little underperforming because those projects were a little bit bigger than we were anticipating, but we were able to bring some people on board to help us and get all those completed by the deadline that we had, which is that middle of May, the end of the 3rd week. As you can see, we could brought that line up, and we actually added a few more projects, a little more detailed, to get us to the point where we are now exactly on schedule. And some more details to see what we've been up to. We've been able to get 15 signups from our tabling over the last week and a half. We're really hopeful to get some more over the next few days. We had to process over 400 pounds. We were calculating it as we were washing it, over 400 pounds of laundry that we had to wash, dry, bring back to the house from the laundromat, and then sort and then store. And that ended us with over 50 extra bags of laundry that are ready to be either processed to the home or donated and passed on. Then we had to make over 4 shelving units for all of the different, for storing all those clothing and for putting it everywhere else around the house. We were working as a group about 20 hours a week on this project. And for our publicity campaign, we designed 2 different styles of posters and distributed 80 around campus.
So on this slide, you can see our accomplishments with the laundry. So if you see the before picture, the picture on the far left, you can see it was just, we had a shed that was full of just bags on bags on bags of dirty laundry. And you can see that on the picture in the middle, those are the shelving units which had the clean clothes that was sorted. You can see that there's not really a whole lot on there, and it's not very super well organized. So after we were done with the laundry, we were able to sort it all to fit all together into the different sizes and fits. You can see the additional shelving units that we built, and you can see that everything is just a lot more neat, orderly, and just everything is clean, and we took care of it all. Next slide, please. So yeah, on the far left is a picture of the laundry day, where some part of our team went and just spent the whole day at the laundromat, used over a dozen machines at a time. Um, and yeah, just spent the whole day just knocking out all of the clothes. You can see on the right, all the bags are sorted by size, and you can see that it was not by any means a small load, pun intended. And yeah, so we knocked it all out, and yeah, so now you can see within the living room, which previously was just full of clutter, you can see that there's actually a couch in there, and you can see that we were able to really just make sure that the living room was really a room that you could actually that you could actually walk around in and be able to use, and it gave us the opportunity to be able to clean it properly, to be able to sweep and vacuum and just clean up all the surfaces, and get it ready for kids to come in. Next slide.
So like we said earlier, we built a lot of shelving. We built over 4 shelving units. We also built a kitchenette, and altogether it took a day and a half to do. It was a lot of fun, and the kids are gonna love it. So it was really nice to help out that way. And then, as you can see in the before and after picture here, this is like before we even started sorting clothes. That's what it looked like with some of the clutter and some of the stuff that they had already started sorting. And then in the after picture, you can see the little nice kids area that we got, and we built one of those shelves and everything. And then that bedroom is upstairs, and it was covered in jackets that we were able to sort and put away in the closets and have it ready for kids. And currently, right now, we are tabling. So if you want to come say hi to us in the circ, we're tabling for the next 3 days. And tomorrow, Wednesday, we will be there from 9 to noon. And then Thursday and Friday, we will be there from 9 to 2. So come say hi if you want to talk to us and like learn a little bit more about what Skookum is, not just about our project, but what Skookum actually is and what they do. Come say hi to us, sign up for their volunteer list, sign up to learn and get contacted to get updates about them, scan the QR code. Just, yeah.
All right, so some of the challenges and the requests for help that we have are right here. Obviously, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so COVID kind of made its play on our team. That kind of set us back a little bit because there was a few days where we didn't know if team members would be able to be there and be helpful, and then that also set us back that we were down on some manpower, but it happens. Secondly is scheduling. We're coming up on the end of the quarter. Everyone's getting kind of busy between work and school. So it's kind of hard to find time for all of the team members to be in one place at one time, just kind of like vibing and getting communication on our project. And then finally is our volunteers. We're requesting for help in that we got some volunteers of our own to come out and help us with the man labor, but currently we're in search of volunteers to make this a lasting impact by reaching out and getting people to sign up to help with Skookum after it gets going and off the ground. Next slide, please. And right now, the current activities of our team, as you can see, all of our team members were working on tabling, and then we're also going a little more deep in our outreach through our poster design, as well as tabling in the circ, as Vanessa mentioned. We'll be there, like she said, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, just finishing that up. With outreach, we also did the email where we reached out to some heads of the departments at the campus that would be especially interested in these volunteer opportunities as their interests align with what it has to offer. We made connection with 88 the Berg in interest in an advertisement a little bit in the future to get some more volunteers. We've connected with CLCE to try to get volunteers through them, and as well as connecting Nick with the Rotary Club so that he could go and talk to them about more volunteer opportunities. And finally, this is kind of what the last dates are for our project plan. As you can see, we've completed phase 1 entirely, and now we're just finishing up phase 2. You can see that volunteer tabling is a little ongoing because we're wrapping that up this week, the end of this week. You can see that our poster project is completed. We finished distributing those, as well as emailing. That is sort of ongoing. We've been able to start the outreach, send those emails, and now we're just waiting on some more feedback. But we've already received some, and it's going well already, so that's awesome. That's the end of our project. That's where we're heading for the last few days. And if you want to know anything else, like we said, we'll be in the CERC Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, or you can go back a few slides, scan that QR code, and learn more about Skookum.